Hello everyone, this is Xavier's Children and this is F Miller 0214 here on YouTube. The title of this video is basically, I would have to say, about molestation and the wall of silence in particularly black communities. And yes, it does happen. I'm not totally in agreement with the movie Precious on this one point. All of us are not sick and degenerate as her father and her mother were, but the shit does go down. We have a lot of young men and young women who have been touched wrong. I would like to say anywhere between 70 to 80% of black women, sometime in their lifetime, if they haven't been touched wrong, they've been molested, or someone attempted to molest them. And you have a lot of young men who have been molested and they've attempted to bury the pain, and it ends up manifesting in other ways where they either have an intense self-hatred or hatred for women that have possibly molested them, or they turn around and they molest others. This just has to be dealt with. There are too many people who are suffering in silence, and I would urge anyone, be it a teenager that's listening to me and watching me, or a grown woman or a grown man, and you've never spoken up, speak out, talk to somebody about it. If you are a teenager or a young lady and you're watching me right now on this video, tell somebody you can trust about what's going on in your home. If you're being molested by your father, your uncle, your mother, or female family member, please tell. This person is violating you in more ways than one. They took you on a trip without your permission and didn't sign the slip, and they're introducing you into a world that you are not supposed to be introduced into yet, and placing fear deep down in your spirit that doesn't belong there. Because sex is not dirty, sex is not wrong, sex is a very beautiful, wonderful spiritual act. And when these sick, lower life forms who call themselves human beings are touching on and violating children and molesting them, they are taking away the innocence of this individual. And I, for one, advocate that anyone, male or female, who decides they want to be sick and get their rocks off and ejaculate or come for women or have an orgasm off of touching children and having children touch them and eat them out, be it whatever gender, male or female, need to be killed on the spot. That's how you're dealt with. No, don't go through court. Don't go through the sentencing. Kill them. They don't deserve to live. And if you notice in our society, because pedophilia is so common in European culture and accepted, that those who are pedophiles are not given stiff sentences until recently because of all the negative publicity that's been given to it. Usually they give them a slap on the wrist. 5, 10 years. That's nothing. And three-fourths of the prisoners in jail end up killing these people, or they had to put them in special protective custody because 9 times out of 10, the male prisoners in jail have been molested themselves and never dealt with it, never got help for it. So I'm saying that our community needs to get real. The wall of silence needs to drop. These people need to be dealt with. Don't just push young men and women and say, go to Jesus to deal with the pain. These young people need counseling. They need help. Don't throw drugs on them. And kill the offenders. Make them come up missing. I don't care who sees this. I don't care who want to take a stab at me or say you wrong. They can be rehabilitated. Ain't no rehabilitating a low-life leech and a piece of scum that's a spiritual vampire that's willing to victimize children that they know can't defend themselves and fight back. So I'm going to say to any black man and any black woman that's out here touching on kids, you're going to get yours. If you don't get caught now, it's going to catch up to you later. I hope and pray these kids come forward, and I hope that the community exacts justice on you properly by making your head roll. You need to be exterminated. I would say that any black men and black women you find out that your kids are being touched wrong, get to them before somebody else get to them. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Get to that person before other people get to that person and deal with them. At this point, all I'm going to say is we got a lot of work to do, black folk, and we ain't got much time to do it. Keep all molesters, predators, and low-level, low-life beings away from your kids. If your kids come and tell you that somebody touched them wrong, or raped them, or molested them, you need to believe them, because a child ain't got no reason to make nothing up like that. Especially if it's a little girl and her vagina is bleeding, and it's a little boy and his rectum is bleeding. And the reason why I tell you is because I'm a survivor of molestation, and my mother was in heavy denial and didn't want to prosecute the person who molested me that she knew of. I was molested by 2 family members. 2. One a man, one a female. And I am a survivor, not a victim, but a survivor. And I have no hate in my heart, but I do believe for many people like myself that justice was never properly handled or done, because no charges were ever pressed against these people. And I had to continue to live and be around these people whether I wanted to or not. There was no safe haven for me. So when these mamas out here, you letting these men be around your daughters and your boys, you better watch the hell out of them. Because if they mess around and they fuck your kids and they rape your kids, you need to listen to your kids. You don't ever put a man over your children. For single parent dads, if you having all these people in and out your house, around your boys and your girls, and one of your homeboys touch your daughter, you know what time it is. That's all I'm going to say. So we need to stop being silent. We need to deal with this. And we as a people have so much healing to do. And I advocate to my sisters to heal on all levels. You have no choice but to heal your wound after you've been violated like this. Because that's the only way you're ever going to reach back and become the star, the queen, and the goddess that you were born to be, is if you really, really heal. And in some instances, it means you're going to have to turn your back on the very mama that you thought loved you and protect you just to be healed and just to be whole. I just want to give this word of encouragement to all those who have overcome like myself and who are no longer victims but choose to be victorious. It's not easy, but keep on fighting, because in the end, you'll be victorious. Peace and blessings and lafia to everyone who watches this video.